CSGO की दुनिया में हमने अभी तक काफ़ी सारे प्लेयर्स देखे हैं, लेकिन नावी के इस प्लेयर जैसा गेम सेंस बहुत कम लोगों में हमको देखने को मिलता है। और आज के एपिसोड में हम सिंपल के बारे में बात करेंगे और उनके कुछ काफ़ी बेहतरीन फ्रैग्स भी देखेंगे और CSGO प्लेयर से ये जानेंगे कि सिंपल में ऐसा क्या खास है जो उनको इतना ज़्यादा डेडली बना देता है। फिर लेडीज़ एंड जेंटलमैन हम बढ़ेंगे अपने इंटरव्यू की तरफ, जहाँ पे बात होगी एक बहुत ही बेहतरीन फीफा कमेंटेटर और प्लेयर के साथ, और हमारा कोई एपिसोड्स मीम के बिना तो पूरा ही नहीं होता। तो चलिए बिना समय गवाए शुरू करते हैं। माय नेम इज़ वर्ल्ड सुपर जॉनी जॉन एंड यू गाइस आर वाचिंग वर्ल्ड ऑफ ई-स्पोर्ट्स। सिंपल यूजुअली हमें नावी के प्राइमरी ऑपर के रोल में नजर आते हैं, लेकिन अगर टीम को एक राइफलर की ज़रूरत होती है तो ये उस रोल को भी काफ़ी अच्छे से फुलफिल करते हैं। और इस प्लेयर ने हमेशा ही अपने आप को इवॉल्व किया है इन गेम और अपने लिमिट्स को पुश किया है। नाम भले ही सिंपल हो, लेकिन इनका गेम प्ले काफ़ी ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड और मिसमराइजिंग सा लगता है। तो आज के एपिसोड में हम सिंपल के कुछ हिस्टोरिक फ्रैग्स पर नज़र डालेंगे। सिंपल द ग्रेटेस्ट ऑफ ऑल टाइम।
He needs a multi-kill, first found, Twist aggressing, they have to double peek, he's getting his shot, he's hitting another one! Simple! No! Simple, that's unbelievable! What is his name, #1 in the game?
In this now context of the first LAN event we have in Counter-Strike, with this brewing rivalry of Gambit, he takes it to the next level.
When he has his team performing the way he does now, he can really pick and choose his battles, and he can really be patient with it. And I think that's when he's the most dangerous, because he gets to be creative.
You start to see how being the best player in the world is not just clicking on a keyboard or a mouse. It's evolving. And this is what we all witness right now. We are witnessing the evolution of Simple.
I think the eternal curse of Simple and what we've come to expect out of him is that he's almost challenging himself. He's almost competing against himself repeatedly to outdo what he's already done.
It's the will to win. It's the will to win at all costs. Where are the limits of Simple? Is he limitless? Simple is a champion by definition. He rises up to the occasion, and whenever he is needed, he takes over.
We're gonna still practice as much as possible. We're gonna spend all our life in this game. We're gonna try to become better every time. We're not done yet. That's not finished for us.
Having to make the perfect play, like not overstep. The margins against Simple are so small. Man, he's the most dominant, but he's also the most creative inside of the server. He can take any weapon in any situation and make something out of it.
So unique in Counter-Strike to have a player that is able to quickly understand my only way to win this round is to take this risk.
Simple is most dangerous when all the odds defy him.
First gets the frag, but this is so nice from Liquid, he's holding it and all Nav has to do is check it! Oh! Not again, Simple! That's simply not allowed!
Counter-Strike as a game and as a scene, we're addicted to Simple at this point. Every conversation we have is surrounding Simple. Will Navi have an era? Will Simple ever get a major? Who's the best player in the world?
चलिए बढ़ते हैं अब न्यूज़ की तरफ, जहां वैलोरेंट कॉन्करर्स चैंपियनशिप के पाकिस्तान अफगानिस्तान रीजन का पहला क्वालिफायर खत्म हो चुका है और टीम सॉल्ट ई स्पोर्ट्स बढ़ चुकी है क्वालिफायर 1 से प्लेऑफ की तरफ। वैलोरेंट कॉन्करर्स चैंपियनशिप के पाकिस्तान अफगानिस्तान रीजन के सबसे पहले क्वालिफायर हाल ही में कंक्लूड हुए, जहां पे सॉल्ट ई स्पोर्ट्स ने टीम एरो को बीट किया 3-1 के ओवरऑल स्कोर लाइन से। दोनों टीम्स जब फाइनल्स तक पहुंची थी तो इनका मोमेंटम काफ़ी ज़्यादा डिफरेंट था एक दूसरे से। सॉल्ट ई स्पोर्ट्स ने एक तरफ टीम एक्सप्लॉइट के साथ एक काफ़ी ज़्यादा क्लोज सीरीज़ में 2-1 से जीत हासिल करी थी सेमीफाइनल्स में, और दूसरी तरफ टीम एरो ने अपने ओपोनेंट नमक बॉयज़ को 2-0 से क्लीन स्वीप किया था। लेकिन फाइनल्स के अंदर जिस तरह से सॉल्ट ई स्पोर्ट्स परफॉर्म करते हुए आए, ऐसा लग रहा था कि कहीं ना कहीं उनको टीम एरो के हर एक मूव का पता था, और बहुत ही बेहतरीन 4 मैचेस के बाद 3-1 से जीत हासिल करने के बाद ये लोग आगे बढ़ चुके हैं और पहुंच चुके हैं प्लेऑफ्स की तरफ, जहां पे वेलोसिटी गेमिंग को ये ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं। अब देखना ये होगा कि सेकंड क्वालिफायर जब होंगे पाकिस्तान अफगानिस्तान रीजन के, तो वहाँ से कौन सी टीम्स हमको उभरती हुई नजर आएंगी। चलिए बढ़ते हैं अब अगली खबर की तरफ, जहां पे फ्यूचर स्टेशन अपना बैटल ग्राउंड्स मोबाइल इंडिया का रोस्टर रिवील कर चुकी है। जैसे ही क्राफ्टन ने बैटल ग्राउंड्स मोबाइल इंडिया के लिए टूर्नामेंट का अनाउंसमेंट किया, वैसे ही हमें काफ़ी सारे ऑर्ग्स अपने रोस्टर रिवील और चेंज करते हुए देखे। रिसेंटली फ्यूचर स्टेशन ई स्पोर्ट्स ने अपना लाइनअप रिवील किया। इस रोस्टर का हिस्सा होंगे एस्का, लॉस्ट बॉय, सोलो रस और गॉर्जियस। इस रोस्टर में हमें कई सारे नए चेहरे देखने को मिले, और ये अब काफ़ी ज़्यादा इंटरेस्टिंग होगा कि ये लोग कैसा परफॉर्म करते हैं। एस्का को हमने पहले भी खेलते हुए देखा है, उनके पास काफ़ी ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस है जो उनकी टीम को हेल्प करेगा। सोलो रश अपने गेम स्टाइल के लिए जाने जाते हैं और उनके यूट्यूब पर 400,000 सब्सक्राइबर्स हैं। अब ये देखने वाली बात होगी कि फ्यूचर स्टेशन टूर्नामेंट में कैसा फिनिश करता है। लेकिन चलिए अब बारी हो चुकी है हमारे इंटरव्यू की, और आज के इंटरव्यू में हमारे साथ एक बार फिर से जुड़ने जा रहे हैं लोकमन्यु। अब हमने लोकमन्यु को देखा था जब उन्होंने ESL इंडिया प्रीमियरशिप में फीफा खेलना शुरू किया था, उसके बाद कास्टिंग की दुनिया में उतरे, एंड फ्रॉम देन टिल नाउ ही हैज़ मेड मैसिव स्ट्राइड्स इन हिज ई स्पोर्ट्स करियर, और फीफा को भी इन्होंने इंडिया के अंदर एक काफ़ी ज़्यादा बड़ा बूस्ट दिया है। तो इसी बात पर चलिए उनसे जानते हैं उनकी ई स्पोर्ट्स स्टोरी। Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, जैसा आपको बताया था, इस बार we have someone very special with us, the face of Indian FIFA scene at this point, Lokmanyu. How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, Varun. Thank you so much for inviting me once again. Always a pleasure. I think last time also we did this in the studio, if you remember. But अब हमें घर से करना पड़ रहा है. But yeah, it is what it is, right? But very nice to see you again and lovely to be on your show.
I mean, it's a pleasure to have you. Last time भी आए थे तब भी काफ़ी मस्ती करी थी हम लोगों ने, और लास्ट टाइम आपके साथ काम करने का मौका भी मिला था, तो उस चीज़ को लेकर भी मैं काफ़ी ज़्यादा खुश हूँ। लेकिन तब से लेकर आज तक, लाइक बैक देन आई रिमेंबर यू जस्ट स्टार्टिंग आउट योर न्यू फेज इन योर करियर एज अ कास्टर, एज अ पर्सनैलिटी ऑन कैमरा, और अब यू हैव ग्रोन ट्रमेंडसली। तो इस सेकेंड हाफ जर्नी के बारे में मैं जानना चाहता हूँ जो अब शुरू हो रही है आपके करियर की।
I mean, it started off just like everybody else would, and it was something really special because every gamer, every professional player starts off with something like this. But I thought I could probably do something more, and when I got the opportunity at NODWIN for working as a caster, I think that made me realize I'm much more than just playing the game competitively. So वहाँ से start हुआ, then ended up working with FIFA directly, then ended up working with Borussia Dortmund as a presenter, as a host for a couple of their events, and then a couple of other opportunities. Even in fact got the opportunity to cast the FIFA E-Nations matches for our team when they were playing the qualifiers. So there's nothing bigger than that. तो हाँ, एक के बाद एक opportunities, they just fell in place, and yeah, it's an honor to do all of this, honestly.
I mean, और इसी के साथ एक चीज़ ये भी रहेगी, जैसा I mean हर किसी का सपना होता है to represent their nation, and I mean you used to play soccer as well, तो I'm pretty sure आपने भी सोचा होगा कि कभी ना कभी इंडियन टीम को अगर represent करने मिल जाए तो it's gonna be really really amazing. But did you ever think कि it's gonna happen through like FIFA and e-sport and not the actual football thing?
Never thought of it. Actually मैं pro career football में बनाना चाहता था, अगर if not for the injuries जो मेरे को actual में हुई, शायद मैं कहीं किसी बड़ी लीग में भी खेल रहा होता. But then of course that dream came true through FIFA, and it's natural, काफ़ी logical shift here. If you are a football fan, if you've been a footballer, if things don't click, you naturally would play the football game. And yeah, I turned out to be a bit decent in the game, and then had the opportunity to represent India, which is I just feel something else, honestly. कभी नहीं सोचा था, honestly. बहुत ज़्यादा ही unique चीज़ है.
Exactly. I think अब धीरे धीरे करके platforms भी आ रहे हैं. You guys are promoting it as well. There are multiple tournaments that are going to be coming in the future. तो उस चीज़ से उम्मीद रहेगी that people जिन्होंने Premiership के time पे FIFA खेलना start किया था और just got introduced to this new world of new sort of world of dimension of e-sport, they might show up in the future and we'll see them on stage sometime soon. लेकिन चलिए इसी के चलते एक और चीज़ पे आते हैं. We have talked about promotion, we have talked about infrastructure, future of FIFA as a whole. How can that sort of be solidified? Like you and I have had this conversation multiple times that somewhere it sort of comes down to the players that are playing as well. You need to be more than the game. You need to sort of put yourselves out there in order to promote the game and make sure it's stable for everyone.
Yes, of course, and this is where the promotion aspect will come again, because if you are a personality yourself, like I'm trying to build one, I'm fortunate enough to get to cast events, to become a presenter in different opportunities, and to basically work with organizations to build an infrastructure. Imagine if every player could do that once their playing career was over. So that would expand so many horizons. Imagine playing with celebrities, a showcase match, for example, or playing with a national team player. These are the things, these are the sort of small activations that you could do that will help build your personality as well. Your following would increase, people would start recognizing you, people would start becoming fans of you, because in FIFA esports, unless you win a tournament, you don't have fans as such, because there are no activities happening outside of when you're playing actually. So these are the things that needs to be improved, and that's why I said promotions and activations and celebrity involvement and big organizations coming in have to be considered. The ISL's e-version should come maybe sometime in the future, because that will give a platform to all the athletes to grow their socials as well.
I think if that happens, जैसे आपने mention किया, ISL का एक e-version हमको देखने को मिलता है, that is going to be something incredible, because I mean ISL was like it has been a while since it's been going on, and उसके वजह से there was a massive boost in like football's popularity in the country. We had a football audience, but since they had no local scene to follow, it sort of used to fizzle out every now and then. And जब FIFA World Cup आता था, everyone would just like band together, and like I remember like going to pub storms just to watch FIFA World Cups, and it was incredible. But then when ISL started, it sort of took it to a whole new level. Like FIFA football as a sport started to grow, and I think, as you said, ISL version that could promote FIFA to another dimension over here. But उसी के साथ one thing that you mentioned is big organizations coming in. Do you think ये international organizations के आने से होना चाहिए, या फिर the organizations that we have in India itself could sort of build an infrastructure of their own? Like we have a lot of big orgs over here. We have SATUL, we have Godlike, a lot of big esports teams. So do you think they could sort of accomplish what is needed for FIFA esports in India?
Yes, absolutely. The thing is, there are a lack of tournaments, and when there is a lack of tournaments, then even the biggest of the organizations will be hesitant, because how will you earn that money from? So you need sponsorships to come in. If you're expecting a big organization to sign a pro player, they have to have some sort of revenue coming in for themselves, so that they are able to pay the players a salary, for example. So yes, we don't even need the foreign orgs, to be honest, because we have the money here in India. We have so many people, but they're just hesitant to invest because it's not as advanced and it's not as structured as it is abroad. So if an organization from abroad is coming in, they know how things work, so they will have an advantage in the Indian market. But if, for example, say someone like me who's trying to put his knowledge into place, if I meet the right kind of people here as well in India, we could develop. All you need is planning, and all you need is a structure. And once that gets going, especially with the E version of the ISL, imagine the kind of sponsors that could come in. Imagine the player base. Like, I want to represent Delhi, I want to represent Mumbai, I want to represent Hyderabad. Just the player base is going to increase so much, because they're getting to represent, to fight for that spot, to play in the biggest league in India, which is the E version. All that changes.
That sort of also puts you in a really tricky position, because you are doing multiple things right now. first thing that you mentioned is कि आप खेलते भी हैं अभी तक. That was also a thing that's there. You still play and you commentate and host events as well. So when the ISL's E versions comes in, is it going to be a tough decision for you कि खेलना है या do I want to be on the desk?
To be honest, the desk part is very exciting because the amount of fun you have. I've been there with you in the studio and I've done it with you. It's amazing, honestly. The feeling is different altogether. But as a player, it's different as well because you're actually playing for the title. You're playing for that trophy. You're playing for that kind of the glory that you have. So I think I will stick to being on the playing side as long as I'm good on the sticks. But जैसे ही लगेगा हाँ हाथ stick से हट के mic पे ज़्यादा अच्छा है तो फिर उस पे shift कर जाएंगे. But yes, which is why, like how you mentioned, ki it is very important to build yourself as a personality and grow your socials, because for someone like me, I'm blessed enough to be having the opportunity to cast and play at the same time. If imagine more people could do that, then the FIFA infrastructure, like in other esports, like you obviously know, you've been a top caster in the Indian scene for a long time, so that could happen with a lot of other people as well.
I mean, definitely. जैसा आपने भी mention किया कि once you stop playing or once you are unable to perform at the same capacity, तो एक अच्छा option रहता है. Like you can do something related to something that you already love doing. Like being on the desk talking about FIFA all day. Which FIFA player would not like to do that? लेकिन चलिए इसी के साथ एक और इंटरेस्टिंग सवाल मेरा रहेगा. आई थिंक इस बारे में हमने पहले भी बातचीत करी थी, बट अभी यू सॉर्ट ऑफ हैव डन अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स आफ्टर दैट, तो एक बार फिर से पूछूंगा फॉर द न्यू प्लेयर्स जो अभी फीफा सीन में एंट्री लेने की कोशिश कर रहे होंगे, what advice would you give? Like how do they start competing? How do they sort of start building themselves as personality at the same time?
So what I would say is mostly new people, the new people that are entering the scene are mostly either school kids or college kids, and because I've been through that phase, I would say balance everything out properly. Give some time to practice FIFA, but don't sacrifice on the main things that you're doing, because the scene is still growing. It's not as established as it is in Europe or North America or South America, for example. So keep doing your thing on the side, but particularly to FIFA, I would say whatever time that you're giving, reach out to the current pro players. It's not just me, there are plenty of them. There are 5, 6, even 10 of us who have been working really hard. Reach out to them, ask them how to compete, find tournaments online. PlayStation has tons of tournaments on the console itself for you to register on. There are Premiership, like it came last year, and obviously in the game there are so many things that obviously the players know all about. So just keep playing. The grind doesn't stop. For me to sit here and give an interview to you, it's taken me 4 years of starting from literally nowhere, playing tournaments worth just having a 5,000 rupees prize pool, in which the winner would just get 2,000 or 3,000, and that's where I started from, to now having the opportunity to join this show for you. And you all you have to do is just grind and not look back, because what people do is if they lose once, if they fail once, they stop. They said, okay, this is not for me because it's unconventional in India. The thing is, if you want to be a pioneer of something, if you want to be at the top in a very niche esport, especially in India, you have to keep going. And if you stop, then someone else will take your place. So don't stop the grind. Like, believe in the future opportunities, because 5 or 10 years down the line, this is going to increase a lot. There could be a future Tex, there could be a future #Tom, there could be a future Mooba, there could be a Dosari. All these players that people look up to. If you want to be like them, you have to start somewhere. You can't just say that they are already where they are and we can't reach their level, so let's just give up. That's not how it works. You have to work hard every single day to reach their level, and eventually it will come there. If you reach there as a player, as a coach, as someone, just manager of your player, like, you have to keep going if you believe in the grind truly.
I mean, just keep moving forward and things are just going to fall into place, and that's actually what you're trying to do right here for the World of FIFA as well. You and the players that you talk about, like the group of you guys, like, are trying to build the scene for the future of Indian FIFA, and that is something totally incredible, and it is going to be amazing once it sort of comes into place and we have that establishment of FIFA as a proper esport in this country. But with that, Lokmanyu, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure to have you. Hopefully I'll get to play with you sometime, and I mean, I'm gonna get destroyed, but it's still gonna be super fun and work with you as well in the future. Thank you so much for giving us your time.
Definitely, the pleasure is all mine, and this is the second time, I guess, which
Yeah.
I'm joining the show. So more to come, and
to come.
I'll see you at the studio real soon, where we are behind a desk and talking more about FIFA, and then also we can play a game, and then you could probably beat me and brag about it. It will be nice.
It's gonna be fun. But for now, आप और हम लोग चलते हैं, चलिए फ्यूचर वाले सुपर जॉनी के पास to see what he has in store for us. चलिए बढ़ते हैं अब हमारे मीम्स की तरफ, और सबसे पहला मीम नहीं, एक बार फिर से सच्चाई ही रहेगी ये हर एक गेम की कि ये लाइन हम लोगों ने हमारे IGL से एक ना एक बार तो ज़रूर सुनी है. और अब आप लोग बताइए कि आपके अकॉर्डिंग इस गेम का नाम क्या होना चाहिए. और इसी के साथ खत्म होता है हमारा आज का एपिसोड ऑफ वर्ल्ड ऑफ ई स्पोर्ट्स. एंड टू मेक श्योर यू गाइस डोंट मिस द फ्यूचर एपिसोड्स, चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करिए, बेल आइकन को हिट करिए, एंड टू शो योर सपोर्ट डू लाइक एंड शेयर दिस वीडियो एज वेल. थैंक यू so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys next time with a lot more exciting content. Until then, take care. Bye bye.